off we jolly well go. One of the things to bear in mind when you stay in a hotel is you aren't getting the possibility of a shared kitchen usually. And you're also not getting the possibility of a filtered water system that you can drink or brush your teeth with, for that matter. And look what we've got here. Another nice big image of the rump of Bohdan Khmelnitsky's horse. You know what I'm thinking? It's just possible that my memory of that Bohdan Khmelnitsky statue, the one I mentioned at the train station, all white, sat on a horse, it could be that that is actually existing somewhere else in Ukraine, and I'll find it again in my travels. Or it might be that somehow I've mixed up memories of, oh, that's not a good angle, memories of statues, and that's why I've conjured up this image in my head. And the image in my head was nothing like as nice as this picture that you're seeing here. I hope I've got a good angle for this. I think I might have to cross the road. I'm thinking YouTube thumbnail. I don't know about you. Maybe I should get one of those hats. I'm also thinking, oh, there's some artwork over there on the wall. Perhaps I should check that out. And I don't know if I'm right or if I'm wrong, but this looks to me like the image of a famous Ukrainian pop singer who died some years ago. I just wish I could remember his name, but I can't. I'm wondering if he's a local lad born here in Khmelnitsky. And this is just a local artist wanting to tip their hat to him. Here's a very nice building, Philharmonia, very close to the Bohdan Khmelnitsky statue, which you can see just over there. Metallica in concert. Well, it's a tribute show actually. And at the moment the Philharmonia is getting a bit tarted up. And I can see that they've got some really nice looking stained glass windows. If the lights were on at night, that could look fabulous. If I could be inside, just in the main foyer, looking out on a bright sunny day like today, perhaps those windows also look fabulous. I have to leave that for another time to discover, I guess, because it's getting a paint job on the outside of the Philharmonia, so I can't even go in and inquire about tickets for that Metallica show. Here we are, 500 years of Khmelnitsky, of the town existing, or is it 500 years since the man himself was born or died? Don't know. Yet another one of those questions I don't have an answer for, unfortunately. I'm on an avenue here which I remember from my previous visit to Khmelnitsky years ago. And why it sticks out is because of the benches, believe it or not, of all things. And while there are plenty of benches here which aren't adorned with any decorative features, there are some coming up which are really quite extravagant. I think you'll enjoy them. I know I will. And if you don't, you're probably watching the wrong channel. Sorry about that. Welcome to the walkie-talkie, weird, boring, nerdy stuff type channel. Even though it's supposed to be about travel, there's other things that sneak in, because it can't always be about how to buy the cheapest ticket, how to pack for an overnight stay, etc, etc. Right, better keep aware of where I'm going. Don't want to get knocked down by an old lady on a scooter with her granddaughter on the back. It looks as though there's a big impressive square straight across from the hotel. There's a nice piece over there I've got to go and get a closer look at. and a fountain which isn't operating just yet. Hopefully I won't get into trouble for having a camera in my hand. There's a large memorial. It's got the word Padilla down the left, which is name for the region. Although we're in Khmelnitsky Oblast. And the word Slava Ukraini, Geroyam Slava, heroes, glory to the heroes. Memorial for the sad loss of all the people killed so far in this conflict. And tragically, that notice board is too full with pictures of people died. Look at this piece here. Isn't this fabulous? Vines, people and birds. Wow. And I don't see it so far, anyone or any sign saying don't photograph here. Gosh, it looks like Queen Elizabeth II. 3 of them. How spooky is that? Isn't that a marvellous piece? I wonder what it's called. Why am I approaching it when I know I won't be able to decipher the words? Yeah. What's on the back of it, I wonder? Oh, and for those out there, those naysayers who are thinking, there's probably nothing around the back, or it's just repeated what's on the front. There's actually a minstrel. A man playing an instrument which resembles a guitar quite strongly, but I'm sure has a distinct name. Possibly similar to balalaika. And for those who know their Ukrainian minstrels, you might be able to put a name to the face. But sadly I can't. That is a magnificent piece. I love it. I'm so glad that it seems like there's no rule saying you can't film it. Unlike, if you remember, when we were in Ivano-Frankivsk, where it was clear that there was an issue. Now, where am I going? Hang on a minute. I'm getting sidetracked. So what I need to do is go back to those decorative benches in that avenue. The avenue which used to be called Gargarina Street, but is now called Heroes of Mariupol Street. That's right. Get that straight. A flashback. When the local person told me that the name had changed recently for this street, it suddenly sort of flicked a switch in my brain, and I thought, that's right, I remember I bought maps for lots of cities for Ukraine when I was touring around all over the place, 2008, 9, 10. What I was finding very often was some of the streets on the map had Ukrainian names, but on the ground they still bore the old Russian names. So there might be something like a Karl Marx Street in a town or in a district of, just for argument's sake, let's say Dnipropetrovsk, now known as Dnipro. But when I was actually looking on the map, I couldn't find a Karl Marx Street. It was very strange indeed, and I didn't know what to make of it. But slowly I cottoned on. I do learn, I'm a bit slow, but I can learn. And yeah, discovered what the situation was there. Look at this. Just to bowl you over, I don't know how many times I've mentioned the magnificent metalwork in Ukraine. How sometimes the pavements and the steps don't match up, but the magnificent metalwork, decorative pieces, absolutely gorgeous. They've even got things like little bells here. Can you believe they've taken the trouble? Ah, the little clangy bit in the middle of the bell doesn't work. But no matter, still very handsome. Somebody sat down on the bench opposite, so I won't film them. I'll film it when I come back, if it's free. And here's one for a romantic couple. If you want some metal work done, which looks this good, phone this number. La la. Lady feeling a bit saucy. Unfortunately, somebody's decided to add their own bit of writing on there. The name Katya is popular. Peacocks. But then look at what on earth's happened to the middle of it. It wasn't like this when I saw it all those years ago. People have gone nuts, and instead of attaching padlocks, betrothing their faithful, never-ending love to people such as Veronica, Ilya, Violetta. No, they're going to get white paint and they're going to daub their names all over this open book. Perhaps it represents a wedding registry, sort of, you know, I don't know, if you're a Ukrainian, if you see peacocks, does that make you think of, oh, a wedding ceremony? Could be. Lots of cultural differences, aren't there? And again, I'm left plucking at straws or at peacock feathers, trying to guess what might be going on. Somebody's taken the trouble to also adorn the waste paper basket, the rubbish bin, which is very nice, isn't it? Look at that. And another nice bird. Ah, this one is a stork with a basket in the beak, delivering a baby. Is this about another aspect of love? The happy couple are expecting a baby to be delivered. So this is a bench for pregnant ladies, pregnant couples, or maybe if you sit on the bench, that's possibly what's going to be the outcome in 9 months' time. Zavami Yulia. Not sure if Zavami is a name. I feel like sitting down here. I didn't feel like sitting down particularly, but now I see this, I'm thinking, oh, might be nice to sit down and maybe write in my diary. Look at the trouble and care they've taken. Feather pen, an ink pot for the quill to sit in. Well, isn't this lovely? Oh, oh. Well, are any words necessary? We've got somebody else sat on the last bench, so again, we'll take a picture of it later. Won't do any harm to build up the anticipation for the exciting moment. If I was cash rich, this could be the place I could be staying in tonight. Where I am is absolutely fine. But the Royal Palace Luxury Hotel and Spa, I think, is one of the places to be if you got plenty of money on the hip. And it's also a place to be for newlyweds. Today is a Saturday, and I saw that there were 3 different groupings of newlyweds all having pictures taken just outside here, which was kind of funny because if you look, there isn't a whole lot of space. If you're a newlywed, probably the grooms aren't so bothered, but maybe the brides are feeling, hang on a minute, there are 2 other brides here, I'm not feeling special. This is supposed to be my special day. I'm not sure. What I am sure of is I'm going to take a peep over there at that metalwork, because again, more decorative design on show, and I want a closer look because I'm weird like that. No wonder I'm not the first person today to take some pictures here. Rather pretty, isn't it? Opened in 2020, maybe, or this was installed, this decoration was installed in 2020. A pearl inside an oyster shell. I can only dream of staying in such places. I would like to go and have a look at the decoration inside though, if it looks this handsome outside. Can't really do that though, can I? I suppose I could if I was exceptionally cheeky, but I'm not feeling exceptionally cheeky. I'm more feeling like I'm just a part of the garbage walking past, who could never afford the prices of the Royal Luxury Hotel and Spa. But good for those who can, especially on their wedding days. Why not, if you can't get away somewhere very easily for a honeymoon, why not at least spend the weekend in the most expensive, luxurious suite? Condense your time for your honeymoon and just pamper yourself with a bit of luxury. Because hopefully getting married is once in a lifetime experience. I know it's often not, but anyway, enough of me being philosophical and all woolly-headed. I've got to focus on what I'm doing. I think I mentioned when I was leaving the Hotel Centrale that one of the downsides of staying in a hotel, of course, compared to a hostel, what about drinking water? What are you going to do? In much of Ukraine, the drinking water, I'm advised, is not the best for drinking. Therefore, bottled water is the way to go, unless you're staying somewhere which has a special filter system. And if that's the case, you're laughing. If it's not the case, you've got to remember to buy enough water for everything you need for brushing your teeth, not just drinking or making a hot drink with. I think you're pretty safe washing your face and hair if you have it, but I'm not entirely sure. Perhaps some ladies would say bad water can damage their hair. But buying drinking water to wash your hair, that's a bit of an extreme, don't you think? I would say so. But people might do it. It's the first day in a very long time. I can't remember last time I needed to buy drinking water in a place, and yeah, it's been a good few years. Probably when I was in Borneo, Southeast Asia somewhere, I'm guessing, 2018, 19. So I don't want to leave the supermarket where I'm headed without the drinking water. But to be fair, as I was leaving the hotel, I noticed next to reception there are a couple of fridges. They've got some colourful soft drinks in the one fridge, and in another one, lots of different water, with gas and without gas. So I'm thinking, well, if needs be, to give you an example, there was a 1.5 litre bottle of water without gas, and it was going for about 23 Ukrainian hryvnia. It's 60 to 65 US cents for a 1.5 litre bottle of water. It's not going to break the bank. And that's a reasonable option if either you don't want to carry water because everything else you're buying in the shops is going to be heavy enough as it is, or you're just forgetful, or you run out of water. Very nice to have that option at the reception. I tell you what, I'm kind of impressed with Hotel Centrale. I really am surprised that as the cheapest option for the city in Khmelnitsky, it offers so much in just a standard room. In other words, what I would call an economic room, but they will call it a standard room, I guess, because they don't have economic rooms. Econom was usually the bottom, you know, just a room with a bed. There wouldn't be an ensuite bathroom. There wouldn't be a television or one that worked. There wouldn't be the fridge in the room. It would just be really basic, and I'm quite happy with those. I can operate with those. Just have to go down the corridor to pee or to get a shower. But they don't have those really rock bottom, low budget options. And good on them, because what they do provide is very affordable. I'll say that price again. 470 hryvnia for my room for one night, including a free breakfast. Yeah, I don't know where you're going to get that kind of bargain elsewhere. Of course, it's all relative, and if I was staying in a dormitory in Dream Hostel in Khmelnitsky, I would be staying in an 8-bed dorm for about 2/3 to 3/4 of the price. I'm a little bit wary about pointing my camera at anything other than myself, even though that's illogical, because I was only pointing the camera at myself when I got the wrong kind of attention. I'm sorry you're seeing rather more of my face than you are of Khmelnitsky, but let's see if we can change it a little bit, if only for a little bit. Just to give an idea of what's on the doorstep of Hotel Centralny. Would you Adam and Eve it? Wasn't expecting to see this. Tourist information. Welcome to our tourism centre, every day 10 till 6. Well, isn't that nice? Except, maybe they're on a toilet break. Or perhaps the war's just changed everything. Ah, well. Luckily, I didn't need tourist information. Although they might have been in a position to offer me some excellent information about the Metallica tribute band, for example. Artist Galleria Renaissance. Ukrainian motif, or motif. Yeah, it's a bit lost on me, I'm afraid. Keep walking. And I think I took the wrong turn, but Silpo will be coming up on, if I take the next right after this street. You don't have to go to the supermarket. You don't have to seek out Silpo or ATB Market or Arsene or any of the others. You can just use plenty of the street food options, street drink options. Tempting. I've got the sort of opinion that you actually get nicer sandwiches in some of the little mini market shops, like corner shops, compared to in the big supermarket. Bold statement, I know. Oh, there's a theatre. The Theatre Lialbok. There is a big Khmelnitsky shopping mall by the look of it, including an ATB supermarket. So I don't need to go as far as Silpo if I don't want to. There's one drawback, and that is that the name of the town is so long. To get the whole town's name, I'm thinking I might be cheeky and ask somebody to hold onto my camera and film me. But my camera battery is just running out, so let's address that situation and change batteries first. If you need the library, here it is. Up here on the left, I think. And because today's my lucky day, Silpo is indeed one of the shops here in a sort of mall. And don't think I forgot those very nice benches, although looking into the face of these characters, I'm not sure whether you'd agree, very nice benches, because the gent looks a bit goofy, the lady looks a bit stressed, I would say, but nice all the same, don't you think? And before you ask, there is not a passing resemblance between these two and my friends who I stayed with recently in the village. Just let's get that straight, okay? Well, back on the road again. Another new hotel I've never stayed in before. I'll be staying in Centralna tonight for the first time, and for the next 2 more nights at least, I think. Not too sure how much A, I want to see, B, I will be allowed to see and film. Yeah, we'll have to play it by ear, and perhaps the administrator lady downstairs was right in suggesting better if you just pay by the day. And so long as they don't sell my room to somebody else, that's a nice feeling actually, because it means that you can make a decision day by day without fear of losing your accommodation. And then just when it feels right, you can leave. So if, for example, you have a dreadful night because the mattress just really doesn't suit you, you might want to try changing rooms or changing hotels. But that shouldn't be a problem here. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for your forbearance. I guess if you feel inclined, even if just because you think, oh, I wouldn't want to go through what that guy's gone through, why not like the video? It can't do any harm, can it? And if you subscribe, you might see me getting into even more hilarious scrapes and near imprisonment situations, but probably not. It won't be that exciting. But there may be something coming up which is of interest to you. We'll see. Bye for now. Walkie Talkie Traveller channel from Khmelnitsky, video number 1, or is it video number 2? Whew, just depends how the editing goes, doesn't it? Right, see you next time in the Cloudbisher, perhaps.